Hello everyone, it's Ruby here, and today we are going to be doing a long reaction. We're going to be delving deep into the rabbit hole that is MrBeast drama, and we're going to be doing a couple of videos on this, one for each of these videos, but also of like other people's videos. So we're really gonna delve into this rabbit hole. I know a little bit about what's going on, but I haven't seen the full thing myself. So we're gonna react to it, and I'm also gonna commentate on it as we go along, kind of give my opinions, give my thoughts, etc, etc, etc. So this one is the first video that dropped from Dogpack. It's called "I Worked for MrBeast. He's a Fraud."
Attention is the most valuable currency in the world.
Well, of course. If you could post something and everyone in the world would watch it, you'd be the most powerful man on earth.
We're not promoting gambling. I think people are going to see this negative.
Well, the guy who just throws away millions of dollars on YouTube videos is a gambler. Who would have thought?
Lottery for money.
To the point where he's gambling with people's lives.
This is dramatic.
Anything to enter legitimate.
How is this legal? I don't get it. It's a scam.
Hundreds of forged or fake signatures.
Ponzi schemes are great up until they just go bust.
Hi, I wanted to provide some context to this video. I'm a former MrBeast employee, and today I am alleging that the company rigged videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud. Okay, thank you. Enjoy the video. So this is part one into my investigation.
that was an angle.
I recorded this before the Chris stuff came out. I was also going to come out about the Chris stuff probably in part 2 or 3. Because I see a lot of people saying like, oh, if you knew, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you go to the authorities? Well, I was going to come forward, and also like, going to the authorities isn't going to work, because what are you going to say? Like, you heard rumors that this person is this way or that, you know, there's obviously evidence of like the shad-based stuff. Like, that's been out for a while. People have internally known at the company that like Chris is kind of a potential minors attracted person, and the company protects her, and or they were protecting her, and they protected her as long as they could. Jimmy knew, everyone knew. So, you know, which I think that's more of a red flag than anything I'm going to reveal in this video. But you know, these messages happen in like MrBeast discords, and yeah, I don't know, it's a mess when like MrBeast contestants being exposed to like minor attracted persons and the company's protecting them. You know, there's a big emphasis at the company of like how to manipulate children, like understanding their psychology and everything, and like seeing that that's sort of used in weird ways. And you know, there's been like parasocial relationships, and you know, encouraging like almost children simping for these people. And you know, maybe that's as nefarious as it gets, or maybe it goes deeper. Anyway, here's an old podcast clip of Jimmy explaining that he knows that his audience is young. Which is an old clip. You could say like his audience grew up. I would say he's gained most of his audience since then, and his content's only gotten younger. Also, this clip really just shows that like he understands YouTube analytics are bullshit.
Pretty obvious.
He can try to use that as a defense, but he knows. So here's that clip, and then I'll get into the video.
The average demographic is what, 13 through 17? Is that the biggest spike in your analytics?
Well, I mean, mine's horseshit. It says like 18 to 24, but I know all my fucking viewers are little kids.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot like that, because you know, little kids lie about their age, or they're on their you know, like.
But yeah,
parents
you're gonna have like a fucking massive
account.
one for like the 40-year-old range, because all the fucking idiots are on their parents' account.
Now, MrBeast intentionally manipulates these children's vulnerable minds for profit using 3 simple steps, which closely align with the 3 major types of behavioral learning. Step 1 is getting the viewer to associate the brand with trust and authority.
Yeah, by
MrBeast
doing the
videos are
charities.
real. He's a great guy that gives away big rewards to his loyal followers. I will show you irrefutable evidence in a minute that his videos are in fact fake. Step 2 is showing the viewers that when people interact with MrBeast in a way that benefits MrBeast, when they do what he tells them to do, they win big rewards.
Is he subscribed? You are subscribed. Here's some money. Have a good day.
Some of them feel like I just walk around with $1,000. It's like, oh, thanks for watching my videos.
Hit that subscribe button, because you might bump into me in real life, and it might make you a lot of money.
When people are devout followers of MrBeast, they get rewarded. And step 3 is finally calling on the viewer to act in some way that benefits the brand, promising big rewards in return. Now it's your turn to do what MrBeast tells you, and you will win big rewards. But you actually won't unless you're famous or friends or family of a MrBeast employee. So young, impressionable viewers are made to believe that MrBeast is a trusted authority who can give them big rewards. These young viewers are explicitly shown that dedicated followers or random subscribers like themselves are winning big rewards when they do what MrBeast tells them. These young viewers are explicitly told repeatedly that if they subscribe, if they buy products or act in some way that benefits the brand, they will win big rewards. Trust MrBeast, watch him help others, contribute to his cause, and one day he'll help you too. That's the formula. Subscribe for a Lamborghini, and to make ride, you could be in one of these. Subscribe right now, and you might get pictures next week.
Oh my god, Jesus. Oh my goodness.
Subscribe and you might win a free car. Subscribe for a free car. I love all of them. Subscribe and you can come next time. I give you $100. Subscribe and
Oh my god, they're all the same.
Seriously, we always fly subscribers down. They never fly around.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad if it was
videos in ways that
real.
are worse than you realize. I say that because he's been exposed.
I mean, those types
for
of
faking
messages
videos
wouldn't
before,
be
and the
bad if it was
counter-response
real.
is, why does it matter if the videos are fake? They're just meant to be entertainment. A large part of MrBeast's brand is the fact that he doesn't fake videos.
I remember when I first started seeing your videos, I was like, this shit's gotta be fake.
Oh yeah, it's a
just
huge
so-
problem for us now. I actually have to dial back my content sometimes just so people think it's real. But also, if what we had to film was scripted, you know, because what we do is not scripted, so you have to plan for a bunch of variables that you can't control, blah blah. What we do was scripted. Holy shit, this stuff would be easy to pump out.
Have you ever faked a video?
No.
But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, isn't that your only way out? You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker. It's just a guy. This whole room is fake. This contestant is an actor and a secret employee at MrBeast. Adds that through this fake door twice. This line is scripted. This action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the are scripted.
They're not the first people to claim something is not scripted and have it be completely scripted. I mean, many YouTubers have done this in the past, and many notorious shows have done this in the past, like WWE and like McJuggernuggets, etc., etc. It's not new. Like, it's not new. I always assume that in any video on YouTube, someone planned something, someone did something to have the camera conveniently there. Unless it's like real like ring footage or like candid like security camera stuff, I just assume somebody planned it. Which is also why I don't like those like retail pranks videos and stuff like that, where that just are assholes that just make people's lives a lot more miserable on a random Tuesday.
Mac for a second. We will die. Do you understand that? I found public records showing that Mac moved from California to Greenville, North Carolina, where Jimmy is located, back in August 2023, 2 months before he appeared as a contestant. According to a former MrBeast employee, this is around the time when Mac started working full-time on the editing team at MrBeast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into $1 million mansion. Now, I'm not going to dox him. Only some asshole would do something like that.
After doxing and bullying the pilot some more like a f***ing douchebag,
Turns to Eric and says, how do I fly this thing? And Eric just starts pushing buttons.
But I did find pictures of this mansion online, so I fed them into ChatGPT and asked it to create similar images. And this is what it came up with. And it's honestly not that far off.
Similar images.
Square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater.
I mean, it's North Carolina. Those have big houses, big houses. Because there's like, I wouldn't say plantations. North Carolina isn't really a plantation state, but it is like acres. Like you can buy like acres of land and a house. Like if you wanted to, you could buy a big house in North Carolina. South Carolina as well. I mean, just the southern states have a lot of big houses because, again, plantation lifestyle. Not all as the same, but it's kind of similar.
With what money?
The money that I made.
How did you make it?
Listen, you're getting too caught up in the details. They'll figure it out. We will die. Do you understand that?
During this time lapse on the 4th day of 7 days stranded at sea, you can clearly see there's no one in the shelter. These are their empty beds. But after a hard cut, magically 5 people are awake, and 2 of the boys have bright yellow raincoats that they didn't have when it rained on day 2.
And after standing the whole night completely soaked,
you didn't spend the night soaked, Jimmy. You slept on the production yacht. It's ironic because this is one of the videos where they claim that they don't fake things.
But no, we have to be the real channel that doesn't fake things.
In this video, this wink was added in post. In fact, 58 was actually on the far opposite side of the room from 42, and he just didn't hear him. This whole revenge storyline was added in post. Multiple shots show how timers are edited in post.
Welcome to reality TV, where everything is fake and everything is scripted and everything is staged, or everything is coerced.
In general, if anything happens last second, it's fake. Or if you can hear someone's voice but can't see their mouth, the audio could easily be added in post.
I literally think I'm gonna kill you.
And yes, this lie detector video was also fake.
Have you ever faked
Of course.
Take that lie.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Okay, so MrBeast fabricates some contestant dialogue and timers.
If that was it, it wouldn't be the end of the day. I mean, if that was all the accusations, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because honestly, most reality TV shows, most YouTube channels even do that as well. Like, if you believe everything is real on the internet, you should probably get off the internet because you're going to get scammed. But generally speaking, there are a lot of YouTube channels that kind of do that. The is it real kind of reality type videos. Again, one of the most significant ones is McJuggernuggets, who did the Psycho series, which was basically a lot of people trying to figure out if these were real rampage rages, and some people even escalating and called the police until it was revealed that it is indeed fake. And even now, if you go back and watch some of even McJuggernuggets like recent videos, people question whether it's real or not or whatever, and you kind of meld the reality and the fake worlds together. Now it would be kind of weird to have fake giveaways and fake lotteries, especially since these are real people who might be giving money, doing things to get better advantages, and learning that they had no chance to begin with. So that is a concern. But faking videos is nothing new.
Shitty CGI, but who really cares? I mean, the videos are just for entertainment only, right? I mean, it's not like he's ever rigged the results of a challenge. That would be impossible because he films with hundreds of random subscribers, right? Wrong. Let's look at this video. Not only were the results of this video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers.
So many people had jobs.
Oh, that contestant had to get out for her job? I guess you forgot she's your hiring manager. I actually recognize a lot of people in this video, including his own girlfriend. So yeah, the random subscribers you see in challenges are actually never random. They're almost always local to MrBeast, and oftentimes friends and family of MrBeast employees, or just the employees themselves. And when they do pull someone from outside of North Carolina, it's usually somebody who's in the industry, who's camera trained, who has built a following.
Hey, anyone I'm friends with watching that wants 10 grand?
They are never random subscribers. If you subscribe, you will not win $1 million. What's even worse is that the results of this video were completely scripted. According to a former MrBeast employee, it would have been a PR problem if the boys had won by a lot. And because so many of the female contestants were MrBeast employees who got out immediately, production stepped in to actually make the results of the challenge closer. You can actually see some of this happen on camera, like when Jimmy pays one of the boys $10,000 to leave, which is twice as much as the actual prize money. But doesn't make the same offer to the girls.
The boys are blowing you out of the water. I paid the one guy who knew how to solve them to leave. Now if you don't win, that was all for nothing.
At another point, he gives the girls a camera drone so they would have been able to see how many boys were left. It doesn't work out, but seeing how much they're willing to help them on camera, I'm willing to believe that they did, in fact, help them off camera. Apparently at the end, they were only monitoring the boys to see if they stepped on the red line and not the girls, so that the girls would win the challenge. And to be clear, obviously the girls had an unfair start with having so many MrBeast employees get out immediately. I think they all did deserve $5,000 for that, but also the boys should deserve a fair chance at winning, I think. I think that's the expectation when you run a game show. But hey, that was a while ago, so I'm just glad they're not doing another rigged boys versus girls video. So knowing that MrBeast likes the results to be close and that offstage producers can sort of influence how a challenge progresses, I want to show one more example. This is a real-time video, meaning that time elapses the same in the video as it does in real life. Now immediately the intro is sped up, and the timer is clearly added in post, and he clearly touches the laser here, but whatever, let's assume that it's all real-time. When he reaches the bottom floor, he has to turn these water valves. Now you can tell that these valves aren't actually connected to anything because the water flows out in an instant, and it happens when he's not even touching the valve. The contestant also goes back to the first valve unaware that anything had happened, and he's still able to spin it. So the valve seems to spin freely and isn't actually connected to the flow of water. So you could assume that producers might be off camera with remote switches to trigger the flow of water. And assuming they've tested this, the producers might know how long it takes for the water to clear out of the room, so they can sort of decide on the fly how many turns of the valve it takes, or just when to trigger the water in general to make the results close.
Yeah.
And in this video, spoiler alert, the contestant wins the money. So rigging the challenge could be seen as a good thing, but there are many examples of contestants losing. And in traditional media, this kind of rigging is actually completely illegal.
We always have the same person tie all the knots so that we know they've tied them at the exact same tension. I mean, we get down to inches. And then we have a standards and practices person. And if you don't know what that is, on any kind of a game show where there is a prize, you have to have somebody that ensures that it's fair. They are out there.
Yeah, you have to, for those of you who don't know, for big game shows, well, for anyone who wants to host a game show, but especially big ones that are under a lot of scrutiny, under a lot of eyes, they have to have somebody who is going in and saying, okay, making sure that, like, for Family Feud, it's pretty easy. Everyone gets the same question. Everyone gets the same amount of time. Oftentimes, they will pair teams. Like, they will have, okay, you guys, they'll do a little test, and then they'll make sure that their knowledge is similar to that of the people that they're going against, so that it's not completely one-sided the whole way. That's how you get a good video, get a good show. Sometimes, that's why a lot of the times there will be auditions way before the actual contest, and there will be things you have to do in order to meet the qualifications to get into the game shows, especially ones that are trivia based, especially ones that are like talent based, for example. Sometimes they let you through knowing that you don't qualify so that they can get a good episode of someone who is quote unquote dumb, or someone who is likely not going to win the prize so that they can, not pay you out. But on the off chance that you do win, you still have a fair shot. You have the ability to use your lifelines or whatever else it has. Additionally, I'm pretty sure that there's always someone, like, for example, in ones where it's more like a survival type thing, or like they're like on abandoned islands, stuff like Naked and Afraid, stuff like Love Island, stuff like that. They have to make sure that everyone has the same resources and that everyone has the same playing ground. So they might be on an abandoned island, but everyone has like one coconut tree. Everyone has like one matchstick or whatever. And so if one team gets something, the other gets something. The only instance where someone can get an advantage is if they win an advantage or have a favorable outcome. For example, like they might get a buff if they do better than someone in the other term. They might have certain advantages, but everyone has to have a shot at getting that same advantage. So it's not like you can offer it to one person and then not offer it to another. Everyone has to compete, and then the one who wins gets the advantage. So there's always someone who is there making sure that everything is fair.
You don't do something that would favor one player or one tribe.
If I paid the one guy who knew how to solve them to leave.
In my mind, I'm thinking it's a fair game, but it's not. If they were having problems finding people, they can see kind of what area you're in. And they came to my area many times, and I was in the smallest cupboard. They had like big ones, medium ones, and small ones. I contorted this little 4'10" body. And I was in there for hours. And they didn't even open the door because they were like, a person can't even fit in there. So they went in there and they opened all the cabinets, and my heart was like, oh, they're gonna find me, they're gonna find me. And then I could hear them saying, like, she's not here. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, she's not here. The other thing that they said is absolutely no climbing in the air vents or the ceiling, and they said it's
because they don't want to do damage. Yeah.
wiring in the
Yeah, they don't
ceiling.
want to do damage. Don't want to cause something.
If it was held accountable, especially because this was a YouTube original production, Zach would have been eliminated for cheating. He broke the rules, and guarantee you, if I climbed in the ceiling, MrBeast would eliminate me. He was in the ceiling.
Matt bad.
Also, I think some of the
Wait,
mistakes
hang
that
on. What did that say?
Also, I think some
Oh my god, I want to read it. There was not enough time, dude. Okay.
Beast would eliminate me.
Also, I think
Oh, I can't. It's not pausing.
Guarantee you, if I climbed in the ceiling, MrBeast would eliminate me. He was in the ceiling.
Oh no, now I can't read it. Okay, there we go. Pause if you want to read. Creator Games was not for charity. Creators Games 2 and 3, Trivia and Hide and Seek, had nothing to do with charity. The winners of the competition would receive prize money under the vague condition that they give the money to their fans. Hey, my cousin is a fan of my videos. Zach King made 2 highly viewed monetized videos with the prize money. Both the winners of the Creator Games 1 and 2, the Melio sisters and Zach King, were accused of cheating. MrBeast does not care about fairness in his competitions. He cares about making the best video possible. The trivia tournament also had multiple factual mistakes no one seemed to notice. Spell possum and oldest living animal question correct answers were wrong. Ensuring a fairness in challenges like this is not difficult, but MrBeast thinks it makes the videos worse, so he doesn't do it. Yeah, I know MrBeast has said multiple times in other videos that he says that, this person, if they win, they're probably not going to have a great reaction, and they never have a good reaction to winning the summer, and blah, blah, blah. I feel like that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. Someone's reaction is their reaction. I feel like if everyone, because realistically, okay, how many people actually would, cheer and be like, woo, have the same reaction as everybody else when they're given a lot of money or they're given whatever gift. It's like some people, especially like me, for example, I don't really express externally. I don't really do that. I mean, I've learned to kind of do that more, but I don't naturally do it. So for me, I mean, I think anyone winning $1 million or a life-changing amount of money would be shocked and would be like, wow, like, oh my god. But you can't necessarily expect it from everyone, especially older contestants, especially people who might not be as extroverted. Like introverts rise up if you agree, but I feel like introverts, especially, or at least from my experience, tend to react internally more than externally. They don't really like to show their emotions a lot because they don't want the attention brought onto them or the spotlight kind of put onto them. So, I mean, I feel like it shouldn't matter how a contestant reacts. I think what you can do is kind of react with them have footage of them reacting with their family, because oftentimes people will react better with their family or with people that they're familiar with, so that they can be able to say, hey, look, man, mom, I won $1 million or something like that, and then you get that raw reaction. I feel like doing everything for the video for what you think is better, I would disagree, because I think if that is what your video relies on, it was never a good video from the beginning. I feel like harping on a winner's reaction loses the point of the video itself, because it's like it's not about their reaction, it's about what it means. And some people, again, just don't have that external reaction that most people would expect, and rigging it only makes it more likely for people to not trust you ever again. And I don't think people will trust MrBeast ever again. I think every video going forward, people are going to be like, with like WWE script, like they're not going to believe that it's real, even if the thing is that I feel like there's so much damage to MrBeast's reputation that now if he chooses, oh, let me do like things like real, like let's do like authentic reactions instead of rigging it, let's actually do the contest, I think he'll find that people still don't trust him. Like, you can't take that back. Once you lose the trust of the viewers and the trust of the people, you will lose them forever, because people will always doubt. People will always be like, hey, he says it's real, but last time he said it was real and it was fake, so this must be fake as well. It's like saying that WWE is no longer scripted. Of course it's scripted. Like, once people know it's scripted, people just know it's scripted and they expect it to be. So there's no going back once that is revealed. And I mean, look, MrBeast is probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon, but I think he will face the kind of the slowing down of his channel growth, and I think it's really going to show in the next. It's not going to happen immediately, right? It's not going to happen immediately, but I do think as people become more aware of MrBeast practices, as they see these kinds of videos, as they see, you know, especially since MrBeast is more likely going to do a response soon to all of these, you know, I think a lot of people are going to be turned away from his videos. And I think we're going to see a slow decline in the views, at least from the US, at least from Canada and the UK. I don't know about the other countries, because I think some of them probably don't care, or some of them probably are not too focused, or maybe they might not understand, especially if they don't speak the same language. There's a lot of these expose videos. I think a lot of these expose videos are in English, so it might not translate to other people, but who knows? Maybe it will. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be local news covering MrBeast and all that. I don't know specifically what articles have been, you know, covering this whole situation, but I'm sure there's people in each country, you know, covering it to a degree. But I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with MrBeast. I just personally won't watch him like ever again, because number one, I don't really like the format of his videos anyways, because it's very loud. I don't really like loud videos, like chaotic and stuff like that. I think it's nice if I hope he really did, you know, plant the trees like he said and clean the water like he said, because honestly we need it. And I hope that he really did and build those homes and, you know, build the shoes and everything that he's given. But I mean, it would suck if those videos were fake, because I think that specifically would be the downfall of MrBeast. If he faked those videos, I don't think anyone will ever trust him again.
Also, I think some of the MrBeast giveaways have been fake, but I'll get to that later. So now that I've explained some of the ways that MrBeast lies to build trust with his audience, I want to go on to explain how he exploits that trust for profit through running illegal lotteries, selling fake signatures, giving children diabetes, and more.
Yeah.
A call to action is simply when you tell the viewer to do something. Saying subscribe is a call to action. Early in his career, MrBeast found a better version of this, where he takes a call to action and he adds positive or negative reinforcement to it. Now, as adults, we can recognize that subscribe for a cookie is a joke. It's not a real offer, but again, MrBeast's audience is primarily children. who may have authorities in their life that actually use sweet treats or video game detentions as forms of reinforcement, and you aren't born understanding sarcasm. Whatever the reason, these reinforced call to actions are more effective than just saying subscribe. Oh, but there's an even much better version. The call to action giveaway.
If you guys want to win a brand new PS5, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel.
I can't believe people are still doing fucking giveaways. It's so annoying. Stop this fucking shit. I'm so tired of it. In 10 years of YouTube, people are still like buying subs for this shit.
Over the next 7 days, I'm going to be giving 1,000 random people that subscribe a free Samsung Galaxy S24.
How is this legal? I don't get it. All you have to do is subscribe to your channel.
All you have to do to enter to win one of these phones is subscribe.
It's a scam. Holy shit.
I literally spent over $1 million on these phones, and we literally found him 1 minute before Zach. I spent over $1 million on these phones. All you have to do to enter is hit that
Million.
Samsung, I just want you to love me.
So yeah, that's what a call to action giveaway is. At best, they are a way to buy subscribers, but much of the time they are legitimate scams. Either a YouTuber doesn't actually give away a prize, or in the case of these live streams, they are illegal lotteries where the only way to win a prize is by making a purchase. And obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just going to show you the law and then show you irrefutable evidence of what's being done, and you can make your own conclusions. The FTC defines a lottery as containing 3 elements: a valuable prize, random chance, and consideration, which can be time or effort, but in most cases is just payment. To successfully run a contest or a sweepstakes, you must eliminate one of these factors. A contest, for example, eliminates chance, and a sweepstakes eliminates consideration. In determining if any MrBeast giveaways have been illegal lotteries, we need to identify a prize, which is distributed through random chance and cannot be won without spending money. On August 2nd, 2020, MrBeast live streamed him and his friends signing limited edition shirts celebrating 40 million subscribers. And here are just some of the clips from that stream.
For those of you who are just joining, if you buy one of our limited edition 40 mil special shirts, we're celebrating 40 million subscribers with a really big video, then we will sign that shirt, and some of them will get random prizes like this. In 10 minutes, right, because we gotta give them time to do their cart, we'll give 2 orders $500 each. 5 minutes, someone's getting $3 grand in their order. In 5 minutes, we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna put $1,000 in a random order. 2 minutes, newest order gets $2,000. Good luck, everybody.
So this was a 6-hour live stream. They took it down off YouTube, but 5 hours of it are still up on their Facebook page.
I'm sure it's gonna be reposted anyways. You could probably find it.
Illegal lotteries. These lotteries are also run poorly. Multiple times they would say something like, buy in the next 5 minutes for a chance to win. And then 7 minutes later go, actually, the newest order in 30 seconds is gonna win.
In 5 minutes, we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna put $1,000 in a random order. Hey, Daryl, don't we owe someone $1,000? We do. Yeah, so, all right, so the newest order, in 30 seconds, we are gonna put $1,000 in your package.
Stephen K.
Okay?
And there is no second giveaway 30 seconds later, like Jimmy said. This is just one very shady giveaway. They just go on to talk about how Steven made a profit.
Steven's a handsome name.
So he actually walked away with some money.
We're proud of you, Steven.
I counted 13 of these extra shady lotteries where they did not give the prize in the original time frame that they said.
Okay, so we're gonna put 2 iPhones in this piñata, and we're gonna give it to someone who orders a shirt in 3 minutes? 5 minutes. Buy a limited edition shirt or hoodie, and we're gonna pick a random.
I feel like this is so easy to regulate. Like literally just put a timer.
Oh, we did one. Oh, wait.
Put a timer and then give it away.
We never picked the piñata.
So these clearly fit the definition of an illegal lottery. These clips are also not out of context. No one ever said no purchase necessary. There's nothing in the description or on the website. At one point, MrBeast is informed that they ran out of PlayStations, and he says, "Are we trying to not sell merch?"
Our city is sold out of PlayStations. We don't have any. We have to give away. Are we trying to not sell merch?
So he clearly knows that they're making more money by running these illegal lotteries. Another shady thing he did was constantly
It's so
suggesting
weird.
doing too many giveaways to make a profit.
My guy over there doing the numbers is like, stop! Please. It's like, you do realize every time you give away an Xbox and $1,000, you don't make money. I'm like, oh, I know we're not gonna make money. What are we doing, guys? We're gonna check after this stream and it's gonna be like, oh,
No, they're definitely gonna make money because they're just not gonna give away the stuff that they promised.
They were ever even close to losing money
Yeah.
on the stream.
I don't know who this is, but you just got a pair of AirPods. Oh my gosh, we're not making money. Guys, we need to stop giving everyone something.
We've just
like,
lost like 7
almost everything that.
You have to understand that for every giveaway, right? Every giveaway that they announce, at least announce, right? There's gonna be thousands of people, buying these because they're thinking, oh my God, I have a chance to win $1,000 in the next 5 minutes. Let me do that, and so think about it. For every 1,000 people, maybe one person gets $1,000. There's no way that they're gonna end up broke or anything, because there's no way that these products are 1,000 times the value of the items, and that's exaggeration. That's not even close to the actual numbers. Probably, I'm sure there's millions of people doing it all at the same time because they're hoping to be the one to have that chance.
Someone's bought. We put something in their package. I'm not gonna make money.
In 5 hours, they gave away about $50,000 worth of stuff and sold
Yeah.
over 50,000 t-shirts.
Yeah.
Selling these t-shirts at $42 each, profit margin would be about $22. But even if they were making $1 per shirt, they would still be fine.
Mhm.
Also, by my estimates, only 1 in every 1,600 orders actually won a prize. And I guarantee he has real-time analytics on his laptop. He knows they make more money every time he says, "Oh my God, guys, we're giving away so much stuff. We're not even gonna make a profit. Please, don't you want me to make
Yeah.
a profit?" That's why he keeps saying it.
Yeah.
Also, they just don't show how winners are picked, so it's probably not actually random. Humans have biases. Imagine Jimmy tells the guy off camera, "Hey, pick a name right now," and he sees 2 names. One is easy to pronounce, one is not. This is why lotteries are heavily regulated, to ensure fairness.
Mhm.
Also, obviously, you have to be
There's actually something that I didn't really think about. Yeah, they're probably choosing names that are easy to pronounce and they don't end up botching, which means it's less likely for someone foreign to win.
4 months later, MrBeast signed shirts again, but this time it was a 24-hour live stream with way more illegal lotteries. And by the way, the rest of these streams were taken down shortly after upload, so all I have is some old clips and Reddit threads talking about them. Now, this stream did say, "We are doing a ton of giveaways, no purchase necessary," in the description. But to be eligible to win most prizes, you had to make a purchase.
Would you guys prefer? Would you prefer that we throw money in random orders, or that we throw items in random orders?
Yeah.
Somebody screamed in chat, "I want to switch.
Hey.
Buy a shirt."
In 30 minutes, we are giving away my car to someone that buys merch.
Which each giveaway is its own independent event. You can't give one prize to someone who buys something and a different prize to someone who chats. The prize where you have to buy something is still an illegal lottery, which obviously MrBeast knows this, but he's a poker player. He likes a little bluffery, a little plausible deniability. Pretending to be ignorant of the law.
YouTube's a little different than this. Yeah, because YouTube, I can just do stuff like that. I can just be like, you know what? Pull up a database of 100 people that bought chocolate bars and pick 100 random ones. Got it. I think I can do that over here. I don't know. So I don't want to say anything, and then someone be like, yeah, actually, that's illegal. Right.
I could not find any way to enter the big Tesla.
That's such a weird comment to make.
At least $42.
And we're giving away Tesla to someone random.
It's so
We
weird.
also gave away 24 tickets, which gave
Yeah, I mean, MrBeast hasn't given me the best of vibes ever since I've listened to the interviews that he does sometimes. He just doesn't. I don't know.
And we're gonna have 24 people. We're gonna put them in 24 different circles. $1 million on the line. Have some fun. You know what I'm saying?
Also, this video never happened. There is no MrBeast video of 24 people in circles competing for $1 million. Unless it ended up being 100 people in a circle competing for $500,000, but that's a smaller prize and much worse odds. So did they just pocket the money or what? Hey, it's the pilot guy. Wait, he's about to be the first one out? That's unlike him.
And though you got out first, I still have a prize for you. Just wait here.
Oh, first person out gets a car, and it just happened to be your friend Mac. Another thing that just annoys me is Jimmy constantly says during these live streams that he's just doing this for fun because he loves giving things away.
And I just like giving away stuff. It's kind of fun to me.
Imagine you just lost a bunch of money at the casino, and the owner comes out and he says, "Guys, the reason I do all this, I just love giving away money." Also, you're 7 years old in that example. It's insane that he can flip these massively profitable illegal lotteries targeted towards children as an act of generosity.
Because that's the other problem, is that more than likely a lot of the entries are from kids grabbing their parents' card and entering in, buying a shirt without even asking their parents. And in every state, pretty much, you have to be 18 in order to be eligible for any sweepstakes, any giveaways, any prizes, or anything like that. You cannot do a giveaway with minors involved. It is illegal. It is encouraging gambling, underage gambling. Casinos are very strict about that. They don't even let you on the floor. Like, I remember I was at a hotel, a resort actually, with a casino, and oftentimes we would walk through it because it would be much faster to go to where we were looking to do. The Bahamas. I'll say the Bahamas in case you guys are curious. Atlantis. But there's a hotel that has like, well, I guess it's not really a hotel. It's kind of, no, I guess it is a hotel. It's just a giant resort. But anyways, walking through the casino would be the fastest way to get to where we wanted to. And one of the employees would approach my parents and be like, hey, just so you know, like, normally this isn't allowed, or you have to stay on the walkways, your kids can't even step on the carpet. Like, it's that strict of who can be on the floor. Like, casinos are very strict with underage people because oftentimes they can get shut down. There's undercover people that are going to be attempting to gamble underage, and they have to be asked for their ID. They have to be asked. That's why in most cases you will be carded for alcohol, even if you are 50. It doesn't matter. They have to ask because you might be undercover, you might be looking for a sting, you might be buying for somebody else, etc., etc., etc. And usually also, if you're with a group, like at the grocery store, for example, and you bring up like alcohol, everybody in the group has to be carded. Even if you're not participating, even if you're not buying it, you still have to be carded because you could potentially, if I sell it to you, right, you could potentially drink it, or you could potentially participate in it. And so I still have to card you because I have to make sure that I'm not giving this to anyone who would consume, this illegally. So yes, these laws are very strict for a reason, and especially since MrBeast says knowingly, like, yeah, I know my analytics are fake, and I know people lie about their age. There's no way for MrBeast to verify that the 40-year-old entering the giveaway is someone who is actually eligible to win the prize, and that creates a very big problem. There should be some sort of verification before purchase, especially since these are being basically lottery tickets, being used as basically lottery tickets. There should be an option to check, am I 18? Yes, I am. And I agree to enter in the sweepstakes or the giveaway prizes. Like, usually almost anything will say, hey, in order to enter this, you have to be 18. Please verify that you're 18, or you will be verified that you are 18 after this. Like, it's not a guarantee that you'll get this if you're not 18. So, it's kind of weird, like, how much MrBeast has gotten away with, because again, casinos, all these things are held to a much higher standard, and maybe if this is the case, MrBeast should be investigated and face prosecution for the illegal gambling and for the negligence of not enforcing legal behavior. He's encouraging minors and encouraging kids essentially to gamble their parents' money, their own money. And keep in mind, the audience is going to be like, if they're 18, they are college age broke people. They are people living on the streets, living in their house. They're not going to be rich people. No rich person is entering in a MrBeast giveaway. So all he's doing is preying on the kids and those who are less fortunate than him, and hoping that they, give him money because they're desperate. And this is why scams typically end up targeting young people because they know that, oh, this person's not going to know any better. This person's not going to, if they, they target the people that are most vulnerable, which is either young people or old people. And it's very sad, and that's exactly what MrBeast is doing. Most people on the internet are like, no, I don't want anything to do with kids in my audience. Like, I feel like most people on the internet, most YouTubers, end up saying that, if you're a kid, please don't watch my content, blah, blah, blah. I always say that. I know a lot of people who always say that because, we don't want to face liability or consequences that are unforeseeable if a kid, watching this video, the stream, ends up being, hurt by our actions or something, and God forbid anything happens. But it is hard to recognize, like, the type of power that you have. Some people are open to having kids involved with their audience. I think you always have to be careful, especially because you need to make sure that you're not acting in a grooming tendency or trying to manipulate your younger audience or doing anything to kind of do that. I say, if you know that you have an audience of 13-year-olds and minors and people under 18, you have to be responsible for your actions and what you put in front of them. Because even though you can say, oh, the parents should be, regulating this, it doesn't matter because that this is your audience. This is your real audience. So even if you're not wanting, 13-year-olds, if you end up having 13-year-olds, yes, you should be changing your content. And yes, you should be ensuring that any actions in your community is appropriate and does not violate harming an underage person. Especially if you're a YouTuber in general, a content creator, if you're looking to date someone, if you're looking to have a friendship with someone, you should ask for ID, you should ask for age, you should know who you're talking to. Not asking for age, not asking for these things do not exempt you from the consequences that may face if you act on an underage person, if you, do all these things with an underage person. It doesn't matter. You should have known, you should have taken that precautions ahead of time. I know a lot of people, like I do, have rules about no age talk, don't talk about age, don't say anything, because if we know about your age and you're a minor and you are not 13, you will be banned. You will be banned because we're not taking any chances. If you say your age, you say you're 13, even jokingly, you're gone. You're gone. And some people like me might be targeting people that are over 18 or older. So we're gonna be like, hey, yeah, I know you're 12, you're 14, you're 15. It doesn't matter. You're gone. And unfortunately, that's something that we have to do because we can't be responsible for something that might happen and face those issues, because those are things that can really damage lives and create a unsafe mentality for that person or something. Like, it's really things that we cannot control. Like, we have to kind of do it this way, because if we don't do it this way, we're the ones who get in trouble, not you. So it's kind of like, these are things that we have to do. It's not even optional.
I'll give you guys a few minutes to go place an order at shopmrbeast.com. Anyone watching
I'm just
live.
gonna fix this,
and,
or try to.
We're gonna throw iPhones in somewhere.
And again, there are very few videos of this live stream on the internet. I think MrBeast probably copyright strikes re-uploads. But almost any clip you do find will have some new violation of internet gambling or sweepstakes laws.
I thought it was him. I was like, keep going. Wait, really? Let's go. Wait, it's literally like, it's like...
If you're running a sweepstake, you absolutely must choose your winner randomly. Additionally, these people are ineligible to enter your family, anyone who lives at your address, any of your employees or contractors, your sponsor, and your sponsor's employees or contractors. That's actually right. If, for example, let's say, I don't know, let's say Costco is doing like a giveaway, a sweepstake thing, right? There will be rules and laws and company policy that says if you are a Costco employee or a family member of a Costco employee, you cannot enter the sweepstakes. You cannot enter the sweepstakes. You are not eligible. You cannot. Because even if you have, even if it is chosen completely random, if you end up winning, it's going to cause people to question, kind of like, hey, what is this? Like, what? It's just the same as like when for surveys, for reviews. Technically, none of those can be filled out by any employees because they're biased and it's unethical to do so. And many companies have policies against filling out those surveys if you are an employee. Now, family members or technically anyone who is using your employee discount, it doesn't matter if it was you or not, your family member cannot fill out that survey for the sweepstake because, they're using your discount and therefore they're ineligible to win anything. So a lot of the times there are rules and regulations against entering in those surveys or entering those reviews because it gives you that unfair bias. So basically you have to make sure that there are no biases within the competition.
Actually, that's illegal.
Some of the common complaints we see in threads about this live stream are that
that's such a weird thing to say during an interview. Like, oh yeah, we don't want actually anyone to be like saying, hey, by the way, are you aware that you're kind of breaking the law with this? Like, wouldn't you want that? Like, if you say, like, I've said some things like, oh, like, that's how I found out, like, about the survey thing. Like, employees can't enter in the survey. And I was like, hey, like, you could do this to get this number up. And they were like, no, that's illegal. You cannot do that. Now, some companies do that anyways and get away with it because it's hard to pinpoint when you're technically anonymous, and that is how they boost up those numbers. I know because I've worked with companies that have done that, and I've openly admitted to doing that, and oftentimes it's a hush-hush, you're not supposed to, share about it. But at the same time, it is like an open secret that a lot of companies, a lot of people will fake like Google reviews and do that to just boost the numbers. Oftentimes, we are encouraged to do so because blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes we're even required to do so. So if you ever see like 5-star reviews, just understand it might be coming from an employee, a current employee of a company, because they're being asked to boost the numbers. The same thing for apartments, same thing for Yelp reviews, anything like that. Just understand that 5 stars more than likely is either going to be an employee or a friend of an employee who is doing that to help the company, not for genuine. Now, some things I will say, sometimes 5-star reviews are generally 5-star reviews. I know wherever I go, unless there's an actual problem, I usually do the highest reviews possible because I like helping people out. I'm not gonna cause an issue. So if I give a 5-star review, it's legitimate because I'm like, I don't, unless there's a problem. Because the way that I see it, if I give a 4 or 3 or a 2 or a 1, there's got to be a reason why. And I'm going to say it in the written review portion.
Only signed large t-shirts, so when they selected an order to give a prize, it was apparently always a large or extra large t-shirt. They kept saying things like, buy in the next 15 minutes for a chance to win, and then not honoring it. Multiple people claiming that their name was read to win a prize, and they never received it. This person is still tweeting about it to this day. There's a lot more people complaining about the deceptive sales tactics. Reading all this really upsets me because I spent money I honestly didn't have for 5 shirts at different times during the live when they said things like buy now and you will get prize or money. And I received 2 orders and nothing but shirt, both with MB and one with a heart and one with a smiley. I was hoping for at least a couple things for Christmas for my family. This commenter also goes on to explain that she's disabled, has PTSD. Lotteries and scams specifically target vulnerable populations
Yes,
like that.
absolutely.
I'm disappointed. My son bought a signed shirt and was so excited. He watched a live stream and saw that people who bought would receive $100. He was excited to win something and be a part of his favorite streamer, MrBeast. When the shirt arrived, he was grinning from ear to ear. When he realized that there was no $100, he was visibly disappointed. He said nothing other than, I guess he meant everyone except me. He loves his shirt, and I'm really upset seeing him hurt. And obviously people can lie on the internet, but a lot of people are independent. I guess he meant
yeah, that sucks.
everyone except me.
This is the problem with when you do these types of things with knowing that you have a young audience. Is you are the authority. You are the power play, and grooming is not just like sexual. It is not just, purposely seeking out these types of things. Grooming can be like kind of like multiple things, and even if it's not grooming, it can still be inappropriate. Like, I feel like, maybe this is me with morals, but I feel like if I'm someone who knows, okay, I wanted to have like 18-year-olds in my, like, I would say this. If you are someone who wants to have a certain age, like let's say you want 18 and older, or you're like 16 and older, or you're like 17 and older, no one else, you have to enforce that. You have to. You have to say, oh, this person just admitted that they're younger, I have to ban them. I have to get rid of them. I have to, stop them from seeing my channel. Because that is the only way that you are ever going to really know. And even then you won't know. But that is the only way you will truly know that you are legitimately having these people as, fans. Right? And you should always assume that in your audience is a minor. Is someone who is not the age that you think they are. And those are the people that are going to be the most disappointed, the most heartbroken. Like, it is going to destroy them when they realize that you lied or that you tricked them and then everything. And, you just don't make promises you can't keep, because if you do, you're going to be the asshole 100% of the time. And, it's just, don't do that. Don't do that.
He loves his shirt, but I'm really upset seeing him hurt. And obviously people can lie on the internet, but a lot of people are independently claiming the same things. Like that at the end of the live stream, they said they were putting $100 in every order. Now, my speculation is that they put $100 in every order that came across the table that they signed. But I'd be interested to see how they worded that. If the video of this live stream ever resurfaces, I think a lot of these claims will be proven true, which MrBeast definitely has this stream saved. He saves all his footage. So I'll ask you, Jimmy, will you publish this to prove your innocence? Also, using archive.org, we can see what the website looked like on the day of the stream, and while there's no mention of any sweepstakes whatsoever, it does say this limited tee signed by MrBeast and crew, but the description says it's signed by a member of the MrBeast crew, and it doesn't say anywhere that other members will sign MB, deceiving people into believing it was signed by MrBeast. So here's a clip of Tyler using MrBeast's signature. So Tyler signs MB, which is MrBeast's signature. Then he covers it, signs his own initials, TC, smirks, looks around, and then quickly slides the shirt away. Could you make it any more obvious? You
Jesus,
don't accidentally
man.
have someone else's signature as muscle memory. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I think this is fraud. Maybe they could.
That is fraud.
Signature.
It's fraud.
Even though it's clearly implied that this is Jimmy's signature.
No,
which was
it's fraud.
established during the last live stream.
MB, MrBeast. So this is MrBeast's signature.
No way, this one was signed by MrBeast. It's just got the MB, but that means it's signed by MrBeast. That's obviously his, MrBeast. This is so cool. That's obviously his, MrBeast.
You know, some people bought these shirts as collector's items or even investments, and this puts into question the authenticity of all MrBeast signed merch.
Yeah.
Otherwise could have been very valuable one day. This was clearly muscle memory, and judging by his body language, he knew he exposed this. Even Tariq notices Tyler slip up and immediately looks into the camera, looks guilty, and then readjusts his body and rubs his hands together. Also, MrBeast said during the live stream that this is the last time he'd ever sign anything, and that was just a lie. Illegal lotteries targeted towards children and selling fake signatures. I mean,
Yeah.
any other YouTuber was caught doing this.
That's bad.
The guy who just
That's
throws
bad.
away millions of dollars on YouTube videos is a gambler. Who would have thought?
By this point, MrBeast noticed a problem
really
with these CTA giveaways.
Mm.
I mean, obviously they're illegal, but more importantly, they're not as profitable as they could be. Look at it like this. There are two value propositions at play here. The perceived value of the product and the perceived value of the chance to win a prize. So for something like these $42 t-shirts, if the viewer values the chance to be in a video at $10, they need to value the t-shirt at an additional $32 to make the purchase. So the more expensive the product, the less effective the lottery is. You want to get the product as close to $0 as possible, so people are just paying for the perceived value of the lottery. That's what's most profitable because humans can't accurately comprehend the difference between 1 in a million odds versus 1 in a billion odds.
Yeah.
They both kind of just compute as, I have a small chance to win, which MrBeast is well aware of this flaw in human mental arithmetic.
Yeah.
Past a certain point, the average human is like, large sum of money, click. And like, larger sum of money doesn't really impact the viewing experience.
So also, the larger your audience is, the more profitable a lottery will be. Anyway, MrBeast wanted the cheapest product possible to use for these CTA giveaways. Basically a piece of paper, but you obviously couldn't sell a piece of paper without getting backlash. So in January 2021, 3 months after the last shirt signing stream, MrBeast did a live stream where for only $10, viewers could send a picture to the moon. Wait, JPEGs that are going to the moon? And of course, he did more illegal lotteries.
Just to keep things fun and interesting, as if putting a photo on the moon isn't interesting enough. Someone who puts a photo on the moon, or if you buy the bundle, whatever, and the next 30 minutes, we'll just fly you down to be in a video. 3
years later, the spaceship finally launched, carrying beautiful pictures of deceased loved ones to the moon, where they would be immortalized. It fucking exploded. So obviously, MrBeast refunded everyone.
Sorry, what?
It fucking exploded. So obviously MrBeast refunded everyone, right? Right? Is it MrBeast's fault that the rocket exploded? No. Is it his fault that he advertised it as for $10 I will put your photo on the moon?
For $10, I'll put whatever picture you want on the moon.
When he couldn't guarantee that? Yes, of course. October 16th, 2021, same thing. Buy this shirt to be in a video.
Shopify dashboard. We just have like a random number generator, and then like we just put the number, like there's 1,000 orders, we just put it, picks a number between 1 and 1,000, then my people give me the name. So, the first person that we're inviting to be in our Squid Game, if you want to enter, click the link in the description, buy the shirt or hoodie, is Alonzo Diaz. In our Squid Game, if you want to enter, click the link in the description, buy the shirt or hoodie, is Alonzo Diaz.
What does that say? The website did not have a no purchase necessary link hidden at the bottom of the page, but there was no mention of this did have, okay. There was no mention of this anywhere on the stream. The title was literally buy the shirt to be in a video. MrBeast said they were selecting random winners from the Shopify order list. All the clips I saw were the same thing, buy in the next blank minutes for a chance to be in the video. Wait, can I move this? Wait, what is happening? Wait. What? Wait, can I get rid of this? What is happening? Wait, is this not on the video?
Wait, really?
Like they actually sent a $100 bill.
Wait, what does it say? Oh, now we have to read the message. You and your crew are an inspiration to our young ones. He wanted to send you $100.
Everyone click the link or the view product thing in the bottom left. We're gonna open 3 packages, and whatever's in those 3 packages, we're gonna give someone random that buys.
MrBeast is the American dream.
Now I'm gonna get to what, in my opinion, is the most unethical CTA giveaway that MrBeast has done. But before I do that, I really want to drive home the point.
Oh, I can just turn it off. Okay. Oh, they're captions. That's what it was. Okay.
Every customer is supposed to be informed that they can enter easily for free, and that making a purchase does not increase their chances of winning. Like, you're supposed to say no purchase necessary in all of your promotional material, which MrBeast does not do. This legal gray area only leads to people getting scammed,
There we go.
especially
Alright, now that's
and children.
I thought it was like on the actual video.
Benefit off of sweepstakes are influencers and scammers. Remember Wizza, a sweepstakes company that got exposed as a total scam and shut down? Even Omaze, the charity sweepstakes company, got exposed as a scam and had to shut down in the US. Well, back in the day, there was Mystery Brand. You remember Mystery Brand?
So Mystery Brand is a website where you purchase different boxes with chances of winning things. Take, for example, this women's Christmas box. It costs $15 to open, and you can win the most expensive Los Angeles real.
There's no way.
Okay. Doesn't even give you more information, but apparently it's worth $250 million. I love that you can't click it. Like, they're just like, trust us. There's a $250 million house with your name on it. All the way down to Icicle, Site Balance. I'm willing to bet that this is probably what 99% of the people are getting.
Hey, at least MrBeast never wanted to do this option. I mean, at least MrBeast's manager never went on some podcast and talked about how MrBeast really wanted to work with this company. No, what's this?
Is there anything you've had to say no to?
Yeah, tons. Yeah, so a good example. So it was about 3 years or 2.5 years ago when I started working with Jimmy. What was becoming really popular were these like mystery loot crate like internet sites where it's basically like CS:GO skins, but you'd go on and be like, here's this Supreme box, and you'd pay $50 for it. And remember, it was
didn't RiceGum did quite a few people.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, they got a lot of hate for that.
Right.
Jimmy was, he wanted to work with that company when he heard about it because there was a lot of money, and we wanted to give that money away in a video, and I had to talk him back on it. I was like, listen, we're not promoting gambling. I think people are going to see this negatively. So it was a long conversation that we had to have, which eventually we passed on the deal, and then Jake Paul RiceGum ended up doing that deal and got a lot of hate for it.
Jimmy, why is your manager saying that you wanted to promote this obvious scam to your young, impressionable audience? MrBeast launched Feastables, his new chocolate brand, back in January 2022.
I want to tell you guys about my new snack company, Feastables. They're made with only 5 ingredients, but still taste amazing. And I'm kicking off Feastables with something I've always wanted to do. 10 random bars are going to have a mystery ticket inside of them, and if you get this mystery ticket, we will fly you out to compete for a chocolate factory in one of our videos. And on top of that, Chandler, we're giving away over $1 million in other prizes to random people that buy the bars.
Dude, I need to buy these.
It's interesting to look back at this because a large part of Feastables' marketing campaign was the fact that it's a better-for-you brand, that it's healthier for you than Hershey's. Less sugar, only 4 ingredients, all organic.
I wanted to just make a better-for-you snack brand because I think a lot of the stuff out there is just terrible for you.
Because obviously so much obesity and disease comes from the stuff we eat. Like Hershey's, for example, there's 10 ingredients, super processed. Our Feastables bars are 5 ingredients, and just all the ingredients are way higher quality. And it's infinitely better than the other options out there.
I got all the Feastable chocolates. Let's try them and rank them 1 to 6.
I'm going to be completely honest, totally not biased, because if it sells more, I make more money.
I'm going to be honest, and I hope Jimmy is sitting next to me and not getting his feelings hurt.
Compare it to Hershey's. It's our Crunch Bar.
Okay. This is the one you believe in?
Yes.
Not crazy, Jimmy.
No? You don't like Crunch Bars?
I do like Crunch Bars, but again, it's too sweet.
Let me try this. Maybe these are defective.
I
Oh my
like
God, this tastes good to me.
Wait, we're supposed to be ranking them. I rated the first one, so we're going completely off of.
Oh,
We're
well,
going completely off of.
we're in too deep. I rate this a 10 out of 10. I give this an 11 out of 10. Keep in mind, only 5 ingredients, infinitely healthier for you than the normal thing out there.
Also my favorite so far.
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't realize you were a dark chocolate guy.
I'm not a super dark chocolate guy. I do love dark chocolate. I give this a 7.8 out of 10.
Okay, I'm starting to understand this, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
give it a little
okay.
higher.
I'm starting to figure this man out. You're gonna like this one, right? You like salt? I
I
raised you
love
as a
salt.
sea salt guy. I'm gonna get rid of these.
I love salt.
No,
No, I want the
no,
shadows.
no, you just don't. Trust me. You like.
This is the
You're a
best
dark
one?
chocolate kind of guy. Yes, I can read the room. room is red.
Now in
Wait, sorry, what was that?
No, I want to
No,
try those.
no, you just don't. Trust me. You like.
This is the
You're a
best
dark
one?
chocolate kind of guy. Yes, I can read the room.
Just
The room is red.
I think this is a mask-off moment for Jimmy. MrBeast had already filmed content with and promoted Keith at this point. Jimmy was definitely expecting a favorable review of his chocolate in return. Jimmy is well aware of the law of reciprocal, whatever that word is, reciprocity. He uses gift giving as a business move. Here, though, Keith chose to maintain a level of integrity and give a more honest review than Jimmy wanted. Personally, I think Jimmy undervalues his own integrity, but it's especially important for product reviewers. MKBHD is a good example, because consumers are trusting these people to give unbiased purchasing advice. Jimmy clearly feels insecure, out of control, and betrayed at times in this video, and reacts poorly. It's not fair for Jimmy to expect Keith to mislead his audience for Jimmy's profit. Regardless, as a result, Keith likely lost some career opportunities with MrBeast moving forward. Jimmy is a sellout and surrounds himself with the yes men. Bro's never collabing with MrBeast again.
Now in 2024, MrBeast changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's and even more sugar and more calories.
Probably because of all the
And
complaints.
his initial ad for Feastables where he calls it healthy is still getting millions of views a month. Also, I don't think you should ever advertise it as over $1 million in prizes when more than a third of those prizes are just coupons for more MrBeast products, forcing you to spend more money if you actually want to redeem them. Ooh, a $5 coupon for Beast Burger. Now a single combo only costs $20.
Bob's Burgers Palace or fucking Five Guys. If this shit can be successful, fucking Five Guys.
It's so good.
Who cares? It's called Five Guys. What kind of fucking name is that?
It doesn't matter. The
does-
burgers are good.
What the hell? What? I'm sorry. What? Oh my god, man. This guy has the ego the size of a truck. You are judging the brand names solely on their names and not their actual product. I couldn't give a fuck about what something is called as long as their product or their thing is good. Like Wendy's, cool name. Hate Wendy's. Never eating there. McDonald's, like, what? Who cares about a name? Who cares that much about a brand name? I mean, other than like it's so weird. This is actually why I stopped watching MrBeast. I used to watch MrBeast, and then I saw some of his interviews, and he just seems the most he seems like the most unlikable dude. Like the most unlikable dude. I don't see the appeal in him as a person. Like he does not seem like a good guy at all to me. And maybe, I mean, I've never met the guy. I don't know, right? I don't really know. But to me, it's like, nah, he seems to have an ego size of a truck.
Ooh, maybe you should have spent a little less time on this beautiful logo and more time on making the food actually edible.
Also, dissing Bob's Burger? What? Ooh. Ew. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
What's that, brother?
Oh, ew. Ah.
Dude, Five Guys has a nice, clean, appealing aesthetic. You know, the name suggests humble beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a 8-year-old sloppy cotton candy piss burger. It literally looks like a piss burger.
Yeah. I have tried MrBeast burger before. It was alright. Like, it was nothing special. it was back in college. I was like, oh, I can order it on Uber Eats. Let me try it. I don't know. Maybe if it had an actual location, it would be fine. But since it's not, no.
Also, this digital wheel is not remotely representative of your actual odds. Mark Rober has talked about this common deceptive casino tactic before.
You recall from the carnival scam video, the most lucrative games for the carnival owner are those where people overestimate their chances of winning. That is exactly what happens in this game, thinking you were so close to getting a jackpot, when in reality, you weren't close at all. In gambling psychology, this is known as the near-miss effect. And people will spend much more money to try and win because they think they can just do it on the next one.
So I am absolutely pigging out on Feastables.
Pause. You want to read. Problem gamblers have highest suicide rate of any addiction disorder, studies show. There has been a recent rise in gambling products targeting children. Maybe video game loot boxes and unregulated online casinos partnering with YouTubers and streamers are to blame. Either way, I find it concerning at a time when the youth are living behind 7 layers of irony and 3 anime profile pictures. It's hard to know what's a joke and what is sincere. I've seen ironic gambling memes be used as genuine justification for financial suicide. Make no mistake, if you gamble, you're a moron. If you promote gambling, you're the king of ours. It's not too late to escape from this idiocracy timeline. Drink filtered water, eat healthy, exercise, save your money, and for the love of God, stop greening. I mean, okay. But yeah, never gambling with real money, never.
And I'm trying to do this. MrBeast is teaching us gambling? Minus points because there's no cool music. Anyway. Let's gamble.
Also, these tickets, one of them just so happened to go to a YouTuber with 700,000 subscribers at the time. Just pure chance.
This was just taped.
It was taped.
No freaking way.
So it is like really like total chance, obviously. Like you're one of like hundreds of thousands of names.
Talk to Jimmy, Bella. What do you got to say to
Jimmy, thank you for picking us.
No, he didn't. It was random.
I know.
Was it though? Was it random? Also, this guy went on to win the chocolate factory, and extremely unlikely things do happen, but can we see how the winners were chosen, maybe? Because knowing how important it is to Jimmy that every video has entertaining contestants through the whole video, it's a little suspicious. I would say, in my opinion, as somebody who worked for MrBeast, I don't think this large YouTuber won a ticket purely by chance. Also, I know that producers are sort of able to pull strings behind the scenes to give some contestants.
I mean, it essentially is a glorified PR box. They probably are like, hey, we're going to send it to this person. They're a YouTuber. It's going to help us with PR. And the PR boxes happen all the time for promotions, for stuff like that, so that they can talk about the product.
Better chances.
And have more people, buying these stuff.
Bribe children with gambling to consume more sugar. Like, this is far worse than a lottery ticket because a lottery ticket doesn't give you diabetes and only pay out your rich and famous friends. Like, MrBeast is bringing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of new people to the candy aisle, whether he wants to admit it or not.
People are just walking to the chocolate aisle, and instead of buying Hershey's, buying Feastables. Like, people who never would have bought chocolate in Walmart are walking to the chocolate aisle specifically to buy Feastables.
You're creating a new market.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm bringing new customers to the aisle.
Okay, I guess he does want to admit it. Kind of a weird flex, not something I would brag about, Jimmy. Also, maybe I should mention technically I'm a certified nutritionist, which really just means I paid $1,200 for a course and then failed to launch a health food company. But I know that poor diet and especially excessive sugar consumption is the #1 cause of death and health problems in America, including some of the health problems that MrBeast claims to care so much about. Blindness, deafness, loss of limbs. MrBeast also just launched a combo with Zaxby's, which if you get a soda, it's over 2,000 calories for one
Jesus.
There's obviously so much obesity and
Why?
disease comes from the stuff we eat. The only thing real in this video is the new MrBeast box at Zaxby's.
I'm pretty sure this would be illegal in Europe. This is like more calories in one meal.
Wait, let me, I want the fuck. What does it actually say? I want to see what it actually says, because that was a lot of stuff. Like, what is the order? Okay, Mr. Beast box, available exclusively at whatever. The Mr. Beast box includes 4 hand-breaded chicken fingers with Zack sauce, crinkle fries, a half order of fried white cheddar bites with ranch, 2 slices of Texas toast, small drink, and a Feastables milk chocolate bar, served in a collectible container. Holy shit, that's a lot of carbs.
I'm sure this would be illegal in Europe. This is like more calories in one meal than the average.
Like, there's barely any protein as well.
How I'm killing little kids.
New research finds childhood obesity rates are getting worse.
The number 1 killer in America is obesity. The number of deaths in overweight people surpass alcohol and smoking altogether.
For 30 days straight, we are going to be giving away $10,000 to a lucky customer who scans the QR code on the back of any new Feastable bar.
It's just disappointing to see somebody pretend to care about the health epidemic in the US only when it's profitable for them. I know this point isn't going to resonate with a lot of people because of how normalized high calorie and high sugar diets are in America. But like bribe.
Yeah, so I think what happened there is Mr. Beast got feedback, that people didn't really like the taste of his chocolate bars, and there's a reason for that. It's because it didn't have the added sugars that Hershey's and a lot of these companies add, which not only make you kind of addicted to these sweets and stuff like that, but make it difficult for your bodies to digest and everything. So essentially, Mr. Beast saw, like, it also makes it taste good, right? If you have like those artificial sugars, if you have more sugars, if you have these specific chemicals which target your taste buds, a lot of junk food has that in it in order to make you think that, oh wow, this tastes good, let me have more. And sometimes it even blocks or enhances your hunger receptors, and it makes you more hungry. Like, have you ever had bread or something that made you more hungry as you ate it? Chips, a lot of that is stuff that will make it worse for you. And it's not an easy thing to give up because, it's legal, non-regulated, and like there's no one that really stops you from eating, right? Everyone stops you from drinking alcohol and being like, hey, you're drinking too much, or hey, you're not of age, you can't drink that. Everyone stops you from smoking, right? Because again, it's bad for your lungs. People are gonna say, hey, you're gonna die of like lung cancer and everything. But no one really stops you from eating, because that is something that is a necessity of life, but can be easily overdone, right? Overdone, and it can be difficult to kind of stop because, different health reasons. But also that's why things like Wegovy and Ozempic are made so that it blocks those hunger receptors so you don't get addicted to those types of things. And obviously it has to be paired with dieting, making sure you're not eating those products, and then you're only eating high protein, fibrous diets, etc., so that the foods that you are consuming are good for you and help you lose weight. I know because I'm in one of those programs and it's done a lot of progress, and I feel the difference between when I was on medication and not on medication. Like, it is night and day. I notice the big difference. I don't get as hungry during the day, and sometimes I do have to check myself, because just because I don't feel hungry doesn't mean I won't feel hungry later on. It kind of is a little bit weird, because sometimes I forget to eat because I'm just not hungry. But I have to make sure that I'm still, staying on those meals, because when it crashes, like especially during the nighttime, I might get hungry again. So it is a struggle, kind of also balancing how the medication affects my body, and recognizing that just because I'm not hungry doesn't mean I shouldn't eat something. So, I mean, that's something that also is something aware of. I don't eat dessert anymore. There's a lot of things that I've cut off that I just don't eat, and it's really helped, especially with the medication on top of that. It helps kind of cancel that out, so I'm not really, like, if I snack late at night, if I have something in late at night, it's gonna be like a yogurt, vegetables, stuff like that, almonds, protein, and not chips or anything like that. You know, I barely drink anything but water now. I mean, occasionally I might have like one thing of alcohol, but it's usually like very small, just a cocktail, no refills, something like that, and it's like not even frequent. Like maybe once every like 2 weeks or something. But even then, I try to just go with water. Water is probably the best thing that you can drink in terms of anything. Of course, milk is kind of right behind it, but truly, if you're trying to lose weight, no, I'm not going to say go on any of the medications. The things that you have to be aware of is that when you go on these medications, number one, some insurance companies don't support it, so it does cost a lot. I'm lucky that I have one that does, but you know, it really depends. You kind of have to go through like the insurance. You have to check with the insurance. Hey, is this covered by you? There are alternatives if not, but there are ways to get insurance to kind of approve it, but it can be one of those things that is kind of hard and difficult to do. The other thing is would be understanding that, you know, these things it is a slow process, and again, making sure that even if you're not hungry, you're still eating, because also the other reason why the other reason is because basically so I'm lucky I don't have symptoms, but you can have symptoms. You can have symptoms if you take the medication. So it's not always a guaranteed just thing that's going to really work. Where were we? Shoot, I did not mean to do that. What is it? Scan products. I don't know. I know we were here at least. I think we were here.
With a lot of people because of how normalized high calorie and high sugar diets are in America. But like bribing children to get into the habit of consuming excessive amounts of sugar, like $10,000 a day as a giveaway is very deliberate because it's trying to create repeat customers that just buy out of habit. Like doing this especially when you clearly understand how much of a health risk it is to these kids.
Because obviously so much obesity and disease comes from the stuff we eat.
It's honestly just fucking evil to me, and I pushed back against this a lot while I worked at the company. For Halloween this year, Feastables is planning on putting $1 million in a chocolate bar, and they wanted to do a bunch of like scummy marketing and shit. My manager literally said at one point that they wanted to associate buying a Feastables with your dream coming true. So they're pitching ideas like, you know, buy a Feastables, win 10K, buy a Feastables out of a vending machine, and the vending machine just starts spitting out money. Buy a Feastables and it has a ticket to Disney World, whatever, right? And I don't want to put a lot of like hearsay into this video. You should just believe the receipts that I'm showing you and not what I'm saying. But I swear to God, I said to somebody at the company, I feel like Feastables is 70% a chocolate company and 30% a lottery targeting children. And this higher up person at MrBeast said it was probably closer to the other way around and was laughing about it. Like 70% a lottery, 30% a chocolate company. Everyone knows it's just the call to actions and call to action giveaways especially that drive sales. As soon as they stop, it's hard for large bargain retailers to sell this shit for 70% off. That's why they push them so hard. Once they stop the diabetes lottery, no one buys. Also, this is the website right now. MrBeast wants you to join the crew. Just so weird and scummy to me. I believe all the Feastables giveaways do have official rules and no purchase necessary clauses somewhere, but it's very difficult to find them. In traditional media, if you advertise a sweepstakes like in a commercial, you have to say in the promotional material itself, no purchase necessary. Somehow MrBeast gets away with not saying no purchase necessary in any of his promotional materials, not the videos, the descriptions.
Which is weird because oftentimes YouTube, they technically have like the disclaimers and everything. I mean, it is something that should fall under the regular media regulations. Maybe not censorship, because again, it's kind of like streaming programs where streamers can do whatever they want because it's their own platform. You know, they can put the R-rated movies, they can put all these things, and they can have the regulations that cable doesn't. But also, what was I gonna say? Shoot. I was gonna say something, but whatever. I'll just continue.
In the comments, nothing.
I lost it.
To celebrate our launch of milk chocolate and sea salt, we went out, we bought 10 Teslas, loads of cash, and all these prizes you see on the screen. And prizes aside, unlike Hershey's, these bars only have 4 to 5 ingredients and just genuinely taste good. Go to Feastables.com right now and order some chocolate. Only problem is the chocolate river is deteriorating. All the
only place you'll find no purchase necessary is either on the Feastables Twitter account, because it's a rule of the platform, and even still they try to push it. No perched neck, or hidden deep in the Feastables website under a FAQ. And to enter for free, you have to mail in separate 3" by 5" hand-addressed written index cards, up to 10 a day. Do you think kids are gonna do that shit, or just beg their parents when they're at Walmart for the YouTuber diabetes lottery ticket? How is this legal? How do you mail something without making a purchase? Cards, envelopes, stamps. The free entry method can cost more than the chocolate bar itself. Also, going back to sweepstakes law for a second, payment isn't the only form of consideration. Consideration can also be time or effort that directly benefits MrBeast in some way. Like, I don't know, if he told his fans to clean up and organize his Feastables displays in Walmart for a chance to win $5,000. Shelfie cleanup and $5,000 drawing? They thought this was going to be a monthly thing, but it got a lot of controversy, obviously. How can I successfully clean up the shelves? Wow, glad you asked. No bars on the shelf? Go find an employee and ask them to check to see if there is product in the back room, and ask them to bring them out so you can put it on the shelf to match the tags. What the fuck, dude? Imagine a 7-year-old looking for the Walmart manager so he can ask to stock shelves for a chance to be compensated? Dude, was Walmart in on this? This was not just one off-the-cuff tweet. This was like planned.
That's so bizarre. It really is.
Also, a company asking children for selfies is a little bit weird. And while you're at it, if you want to maybe move some
normal
Hershey's
people
bars,
hire
make sure
stalkers to do
Feastables
that.
has plenty of space. I wouldn't complain. Ah.
Like, the reason why you go in a grocery store and let's say like Coca-Cola is all stacked up, it has all their products, and maybe, you know, Oreos isn't. It's because each company has their own staffing which goes in and stocks and cleans up the shelves. Like, it's not actually the people that always work in it. Like, it's not, for example, if you shop at Giant, it's not always going to be a Giant employee doing that. It's actually the people hired by Coca-Cola, by Hershey's, by, like, they hire people to make sure that the products look good. Like, just do that. You have the money, just do that. Just hire the right people, and they will be able to go into these stores and make sure that they're doing okay, and restock them too.
I just cannot believe they were going to give $5,000 to one of MrBeast's child laborers for stocking shelves. And no one at MrBeast was like, hey, this is a terrible idea. Actually, if you said that, you'd probably get fired.
This is the best tasting chocolate on earth.
Good job,
No, it's not.
Whoa, 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 whoa! How do we know that's the best tasting chocolate in the world?
You're fired.
What? This is such horse shit. You can do that? I mean, that is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. The most shocking result was that Feastables never earned anything higher than a third place ranking.
But I do think their branding as like world's best chocolate bar is how do you get away with that? World's best,
World's best pizza.
What does that even fucking mean?
Define that yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But I would think you'd have to.
It's like
I don't know. I'm sure whoever worked on his marketing gave some thought to it or something.
Okay, one last point of consideration. Prolonged attention is definitely a form of consideration. In the attention economy, it is the valuable resource that advertisers directly pay MrBeast for. So in these live streams when MrBeast says, hey guys, today we're doing a bunch of illegal lotteries, but also we're gonna be giving away some free stuff to people who keep watching. He does that to boost viewer numbers.
I'm gonna give you guys a reason to keep watching, okay? Here's what I'm gonna do. Randomly, I'm not gonna tell you when, it could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. I'm gonna randomly pick one person watching this IG live stream and one person watching this YouTube live stream. I'm gonna give you each $5,000. So, keep watching.
There's no predictable intervals for when MrBeast will give things away for free to people who watch, so you have to be present when they happen, which means viewers have to keep watching, which is time and effort that directly benefits MrBeast. The more viewers, the more money MrBeast obviously makes, either directly through sales or AdSense or just getting boosted in the YouTube algorithm. So even the free giveaways could and should be against the law. MrBeast just uses gambling psychology to exploit young children for profit. He's just become the first casino where the currency you pay with is attention.
Do you think attention is the most valuable currency in the world?
Well, of course.
Or labor or money sometimes.
Yeah, his core audience is like, I'd say like 10 to 12-year-old boys. Older people are a little bit over him. Some people kind of question the ethics, you know. They sometimes say in these videos where he like builds all these wells or, you know, cures people of this blindness. It's almost like he's exploiting people for these views.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Audiences don't love him, but this tween audience, they love him and they're thinking, you know, watching him could get me a car, so why wouldn't I?
I'm gonna give you guys a reason to keep watching.
Okay, now as far as fake giveaways go, I'm sort of limited in what I can say without exposing confidential information and getting sued. So my official statement is that sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional. Here's one example where someone on Reddit posted saying that they were promised free dog food for life in exchange for letting MrBeast use them in a video. 5 months later, they still haven't received their dog food. I actually sent this post to someone who works at MrBeast, and they said they were going to send it to the PR team, and then the Reddit post got taken down. So I don't know if it got resolved. Here's another example of things slipping through the cracks.
The second thing that I probably would do different is invest. And I know what y'all about to say. Y'all about to go to the clip too, where Jimmy said that we set a certain amount aside to invest.
I know you talked about wanting to maybe invest 50K and then set aside like the other 23 for just other little nuances here and there.
This is not me calling anybody a liar or anything, because I know what y'all do. I know what the internet does. But what I think what happened was somebody that worked for MrBeast or something like that was supposed to probably help me invest, but that didn't happen. I talked to Jimmy after I won $1 million, after I finally got the remaining amount in my bank account. I was telling him, I was like, man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be like how everybody's saying, like I'm gonna run out of money and do all this crazy stuff. I was like, man, Jimmy, please help me. And he said he was gonna help me and we was gonna invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So
if you actually watch this video, you know, MrBeast does say that they're not going to be irresponsible, that they're going to try to set Mark up for life, and that they are going to help him with investing.
What we're actually going to do is be responsible and try to set Mark up for his future. So we're going to make smart purchases like a house, cars, and do some investing.
But according to Mark, MrBeast only gave him an hour to plan what house to buy, and then gave him only 24 hours to spend the bulk of his money for a video.
Time. I wish I would have had more time, and I wish I would have planned out stuff better. Like that was the best example I can give you is when we had planned out the house and stuff. I literally had an hour. He had somebody come to the house, and we sat down and we planned all this in an hour. Yeah, they came to my house and we planned this out, and yeah, in about an hour. So I wish I would have had more time, and I wish I would have did a couple things differently on the time management side, which I guess I really couldn't help because I had to spend it. I had to spend the money, and I had to like do all this. So
I'm starting to think he might have been a little bit better off if you didn't make him spend $1 million in 24 hours for content.
Can I just say, I'm super glad you won the $1 million.
All I need from you is a signature right here. The vehicles are yours.
What we're actually gonna do is be responsible and try to set Mark up for his future.
You better not read it. You're a millionaire. You ain't got time to read.
The more you show us around, the more I'm like, thank God you won the $1 million.
Yeah.
So, you're selling Krabby Patties, eh, Plankton?
That's right, Squidward. And there's a free bucket helmet with every purchase. Care for one?
No! You may have hoodwinked everyone else in this backwater town, but you can't fool me. I listen to public radio.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you set up Mr. Krabs. You stole the crown so Neptune would freeze him and you could finally get your stubby little paws on the Krabby Patty formula. It was you all along. But you made one fatal mistake. You messed with my paycheck. And I'm gonna report you to the highest authority in the land, King Neptune.
We'll see about that, Inspector Loose Lips.
Now activating helmet brain control devices.
Jeez. Oh, God.
What's going on here?
Seize him, slaves! Who can stop me now?
Now be like shocked, like have your hands over your face, like you're emotional as you can be. So like have your hand reaching for it and then like be like shocked, like you're, yeah. Now act a little surprised. Like be like really shocked with your mouth open.
What a weird... What the fuck? I have so many thoughts, and I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start. That was only the first video. Oh my god. So that was only the first video. We haven't even watched the second, and we haven't even gotten the third video. I have a lot of thoughts. I mean, I see MrBeast very differently right now, and this all being explained, like, you could technically kind of know this, but this all being laid out, everything in its context laid out, is far worse than what I or anyone probably thought, right? You think, you know, there is kind of like the thing where it's like, you know, yes, he might be exploiting blind people, he might be exploiting, you know, amputees, he might be exploiting, you know, children in Africa, but at least he is giving things, at least he is doing it. I mean, who else, if he doesn't do it, who else will, etc., 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 etc. But I'm thinking also at the same time, you know, I hope all those things truly did happen and they truly did spend that time for the philanthropic. I hope it doesn't come out that those are fake or, you know, those were manipulated, because that would be really, really bad. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what the practices were, but, you know, that is something that is going to come up into question when we see that all these videos are fake. You know, what about this one where he said, you know, he was, you know, curing blindness, which he didn't really cure blindness. He just, you know, paid for people's surgery and stuff like that. I mean, I knew MrBeast was, you know, kind of, you know, off. It is kind of, again, like I said, during like the interviews that he would do, I was always kind of like a little bit, I don't know, like a little bit skeptical, because in the interviews he doesn't really come off as a great person. He's always kind of saying like kind of weird things. Like he's always very like profit mindset. He has a very big profit mindset, and everything he does is around profits, not around just doing the right thing. And you would think that, you know, watching his videos, that, you know, he cares about a lot of people, but really everything he does is to just make money. And I do believe that the philanthropic stuff do have, you know, ulterior motives, because a lot of the times this is why, you know, rich people do philanthropic things. Those things can be written off for taxes, and so you don't have to pay as many taxes, you get tax exempt, etc. So I'm sure that that is a big reason why, you know, MrBeast does those things, because then he can say, hey, you know, I gave like $1 million to this charity, you know, I put all this resources, you know, this is stuff that can be written off, so I don't have to pay it, and this can be deducted, etc., etc., etc. You know, it's not real income. The problem that arises is this want to promote to his vulnerable children audience. He knows that his audience is mainly like 7-8-year-olds watching, and these are people that are in very vulnerable states that honestly probably have too much trust in a stranger on the internet and have nothing to lose in their eyes. I think that it might be something that, I mean, this is only the first video. This is not even talking about like the other stuff that is being accused of. Honestly, I don't know how MrBeast recovers from this. I mean, I'm sure, you know, he's still gonna get an audience, but we'll kind of see. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we'll see how MrBeast actually ends up responding. I don't know if it's going to be a good response. I would be skeptical of anything that he responds to when he ultimately does respond. I think everyone's going to be watching out for language and weird language. Maybe he'll admit that, you know, yeah, I mean, I fucked up, you know, I did illegal lotteries, I didn't realize that they were illegal. But it's very difficult to say that when you're saying, oh, but we don't want legal advice. We don't want lawyers saying, hey, this is illegal. Like, you could easily afford a legal team and be like, hey, can you make sure that what we're doing is above board? Like, why not do that? You're such a big, you're essentially a big corporation. You're maybe a Fortune 500 company at this point, or equivalent to it, Fortune 50. And, like, why wouldn't you kind of spend a little bit of money on a legal team at least and be like, hey, you know, is everything that I'm doing above board? I feel like MrBeast is someone who has a lot of toys to play with and doesn't like being told no. Which seems to be very apparent. I mean, I'd be interested in hearing what you guys have to say down in the comments if you have any thoughts and opinions. And we will be watching the other videos. This is only the beginning. So stay tuned for that. And once this is all over, we'll do a separate video entirely kind of discussing my overall thoughts, leaving MrBeast and everything. So that'll be a separate video. That'll be much shorter. That won't be like an hour long. It'll just be a quick summary of my thoughts and opinions based on the content that I've seen. So I think we'll do that after the second dog pack video. If the third one drops, we'll do that one. But I think it's probably going to be a while since the third one drops, so we'll just do the summary of my opinion after the second video. We're going to do that probably shortly. Not today. I'm not going to do it today, but probably tomorrow I'll do it. And then we will kind of then, after I give my opinion, I will react to people giving their opinions, probably Adam McIntyre and Rosanna and so on and so forth. Because I'm really interested in what people have to say about this. And it'll be interesting to kind of see also how this affects MrBeast going forward, if people are willing to collab with him. I would honestly be eyeing anyone who accepts a collaboration with MrBeast at this point, because to me it just says that they are putting their careers first and their egos first over their morals, and anyone who does that would lose integrity to me. So, I mean, I know Ludwig has said that he's not going to be working with MrBeast any further, and I hope that that is true for the other YouTubers that tend to work with him, like Valkyrie and Pokimane and everyone in general. But anyone who collabs with MrBeast going forward, I would be a little bit skeptical of, especially with no response given. Especially with, again, this is just only the beginning of what is the end to MrBeast's reputation. Period. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'm going to do the second video tomorrow, and I'm going to do another video kind of over explaining overall my thoughts on MrBeast. So that'll be a much shorter video than these. So if you don't want to watch these, you can watch that. Anyways, peace out. It's been a blast.